Hello everyone, this is Robotics Rules. Welcome to this video on the 5 essential MyBlocks for rookie and novice first LEGO League teams. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to code the MyBlocks and describe their benefits over standard code. In this video, I will be using the StarterBot system, which is designed specifically for novice and rookie teams. You can find out more about the StarterBot in the description below and on my website, roboticrules.net. This video comes in two parts. In the first part, I'm going to go over the setup MyBlock, forward and backwards with time, and forward and backwards with distance. The first MyBlock is for setup. Let's click setup. And this is going to do two things. The first thing is to establish the movement motors. Please make sure to check your robot to ensure that the correct robot motors are plugged in. You may have to select one of the motors to ensure that your robot goes forward when you want it to go forward. The next thing we're going to do is set the distance for one rotation of our driving wheel. How to do this is easy. First, place a ruler on the table and have a robot drive forward for one rotation. Measure the distance traveled and insert this value into this block. In this MyBlock, I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to create a new variable, rotational distance, and set that distance to the value, because I'll be using this value later in further MyBlock calculations. Up next, let's create the next MyBlock to move forward and backward using time. I'm going to have two variables here. One is speed, and the next will be time in seconds. I'm going to write this code first and then explain the different parts of it. Let's start off by setting the movement speed as the speed that's inputted. Then I'm going to ask a question. Is the speed value greater than 0? If it is, I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call it left, right, adjustment value. If speed is greater than 0, the left-right adjustment value will be -3. If it is not, then it will be 3. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to Sensors, and we're going to set the yaw angle to 0. Whenever you set the yaw angle to 0, it's important that you wait a little bit of time to allow the gyroscope to stabilize. Then we're going to reset the timer, and we're going to drive forward until we reach that time. So we're going to use repeat until the timer value is greater than the time that we have determined. And we're going to start moving forward. We're going to use the start moving right 30 block. But instead of using 30, we're going to introduce a calculation using the multiplication block, the one with a little star in it. And we're going to multiply the yaw angle with the left-right adjustment variable. And once we pass the time, we're going to stop moving. So there is your forward or backward block with time as its controlling factor. Understanding the MyBlock requires comparison with original code. Here we have two pink MyBlocks setting the speed for 50%, requiring it to go forward, and then moving straight for 2 seconds. The same thing can be achieved with the MyBlock, again with 50% and 2 seconds. If I make the speed for the standard code and the MyBlock -50, they will both go backwards. The benefit of the MyBlock over standard code is the use of the gyroscope to make sure the robot goes straight. Here is the basic code again, but this time I'm going to push against it and move it off track. Let's try the MyBlock. It's cool how the robot kept going straight using the gyroscope. I'm going to do a separate video in the future explaining how the gyroscope works. In general, if the robot swerves to the left, then the yaw will become a negative number. If I want to make the robot then turn right to straighten out, I must tell it to turn in the opposite direction in a positive value. This is the reason why the left-right adjustment value multiplies the yaw by a negative number to make it an opposite value. Same on the right, if the robot starts tilting to the right, I want to make it go now a negative number turn to the left, which again is why you multiply the yaw value by -3. When you go backwards, when the speed is less than 0, everything is backwards and you have to multiply the values by just 3 and not by -3 for it to work. For backwards motion, here's a comparison between the standard blocks and the MyBlock using yaw. On to MyBlock number 3. We're going to create a MyBlock to go forward and backward, except this time we're going to measure it by distance. I've set up the MyBlock here with two variables, speed and distance. The start of this MyBlock is the same as with time. We're going to set the movement speed to speed, and then we're going to create an if-then statement to determine the left-right adjustment value for yaw. So if we are going forward, which means that speed is greater than 0, then our left-right adjustment value will be -3 to make sure we swerve in the other direction. If it's going backwards, then we're going to set our left-right adjustment to +3. Next, we're going to set our yaw angle to 0, but before we wait for 0.2 seconds, this time we're going to go to our bottom left-hand corner, Show Block Extensions. When we click on this, we're going to see additional extension possibilities. Make sure more motors and more movement are both highlighted. When you scroll down to the bottom, you will see these new menus. Click on More Motors, and then we're going to set relative position to 0. We're going to do this for both of our driving motors. So you click Multiple, and you click A and E and set the relative position of both of those to 0. Now that we've reset the yaw angle and set the relative position, it's important that we introduce a wait. We're going to wait 0.2 seconds just to let both the gyroscope and the motor settle itself. Then we're going to drive forward or backwards and keep doing so until we've reached the required distance. So we're going to use a repeat until, and then we're going to use a greater than for our distance, and the distance number is going to be used here. Now we have to determine the calculation of the distance, and there's quite a few blocks involved. The first one is a multiplication, where we're going to multiply by 1 motor rotation, which is a variable that we established in the beginning, the rotational distance. Then we're going to have a divide block in here and have that as 360. Then we have an absolute block, and here we'll put the relative position of motor A. Now we're going to start moving at a particular angle, and this angle will be, as before, a multiplication of our yaw angle multiplied by our left-right adjustment value. And when we're finished, we're going to stop moving. In order to understand how this program works, we need to understand the difference between position and relative position. So if I look at motor A and I select position and I take the wheel off of the motor, then if we inspect the motor over here, we will see that the blue part has this line and circle and the white part has a circle. This is the position of the motor. When these two line up, the position is approximately 0. As you rotate, you go through the 360 degrees of the position, and then you get back to 0 again. So position tells you where the motor is relative to the white part. Good. But that's not that useful because it will only tell us how far the robot has traveled in one rotation. In order to understand how it's traveled in several rotations, you must go to relative position. So with relative position, the more the motor spins, the higher the number goes over 360 degrees. Same way, if it starts turning the other way around, it will go lower and lower and lower until it hits 0, and then it will actually go negative. So the relative position is the number that we want to tell us how far the robot has traveled in either direction. So this is how you use the relative position of either the left or the right motor to determine the distance the robot has traveled. At the start, you set the relative position of both motors to 0 degrees. Then you make your robot move forward. In this case, we're going to make it move forward 1 rotation. That means each motor has made 1 full rotation. The left motor actually goes backwards 360 degrees, and the right motor goes forwards 360 degrees. Now we know by measuring with a ruler that that distance is 17.5 centimeters. That means we can now calculate the distance the robot has traveled based on the absolute value, which means remove the negative or positive sign, from either motor. Divide it by 360 degrees. Therefore, you'll find the number of rotations, and you multiply it by the distance traveled in 1 rotation. And that's why we get this equation. It's the absolute value of the relative position of motor A. You could easily put the other motor as well. Divide by 360 times by the rotational distance. And that will tell you how far the robot has traveled. Here's a comparison of the MyBlock for distance against standard code. Firstly, let's go forward for 1 rotation. Okay, let's go backward for 1 rotation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please watch the second part for the additional 2 MyBlocks, turn for 90 degrees, and the Y turn MyBlock. Thank you very much.